So look, it's summer, as I said, in the city, in the country, everywhere, it is summer. But guess what's happening right now? Because June is what? It's Pride Month. And folks are trying to really, really hurt members of the LGBTQ community. And look, you may not be LGBTQ, I understand that. But you have members of your family, I'm sure you have friends, and this is America. Everyone should be equal under the Constitution. So over the next few weeks, you're going to see rainbows, you're going to see equal signs pop up all around your neighborhoods. You may even see a parade or two, right? But I feel the need to be honest with you right now. This Pride Month feels a little bit different. And we're just a couple days in, just 2 days in. But I'm not sensing the usual joy in the air. And I think I know why. That is because I'm not going to scapegoat it for you. America is at a moment of retreat, not just politically, but morally. And the target of this retreat, of this rollback of rights and dignity, is very often the folks in the LGBTQ community. Some folks say the queer community. We're witnessing a deliberate ideological campaign to erase and silence millions of Americans. Don't believe it? Let me break it down for you, okay? And then I'm going to show you the evidence here. Over 700 anti-LGBTQ plus bills have been introduced across the United States in the past 2 years. In the states like Utah, Montana, and Idaho, laws are now in effect that ban the display of pride flags on government property, with fines attached to it. You can be slapped with a financial penalty for merely acknowledging queer people exist, for just saying that gay people exist, lesbians exist, for just saying that. And all this isn't confined to just a few random red states. The tone is being set at the very, very top. Under the Trump administration, the second Trump administration, the State Department has banned pride flags from embassy grounds. And then there's the Department of Education, which Donald Trump has threatened to eliminate entirely. If he succeeds, what happens to protections for LGBTQ students, for trans students, for anti-bullying programs, for inclusive curriculums that tell the truth about events like Stonewall and people like James Baldwin, okay? So we need to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is corporate America, because corporate America is backing away from Pride Month and backing away from really standing up for LGBTQ plus people. It is frightening. Let's put it, this is from The Guardian, a Guardian article I want to put up right now. From The Guardian, scared advertisers, flag bans, and Trump. The U.S. is in for a trouble Pride 2025. Do you notice that people have cut back? You don't see as much Pride information. You should be proud to be whoever you are in this country. Let's go to the body of it, Andy. So when Utah brought its Pride flag ban, organizer Chad Call was hardly surprised. On the 7th of May, the U.S. state became the first to explicitly prohibit the flying of LGBTQ plus flags at government buildings and schools. Anyone who does so could face fines of up to $500 a day. But yet and still, they want to ban those flags, but they want to put the Ten Commandments in schools, which we're supposed to have a separation of church and state. It is an incredibly conservative state. It is. But guess what? Everyone is equal under the Constitution here in America. Republican support for gay marriage has collapsed in 5 years. Republican support for gay marriage has collapsed in 5 years. Let's put the numbers up of the Republican support for gay marriage, collapsing in 5 years. The poll found that found a 47-point gap between Republicans and Democrats on the issue of gay marriage, the largest since Gallup began tracking in 1996. Why is this happening? It's happening, y'all, because they are demonizing members of the LGBTQ community. Scroll up, Andy, please. They are demonizing members of the LGBTQ community. And you know this whole issue about trans back during the 2024 election? That was the big issue that may have decided the outcome of this election. And there are people who are saying, you know what, the Democratic Party should back off on their public support of trans women and men. Their public support of trans women and men. But look at this. The share of Republicans who say they think same-sex marriage should be legally recognized has plummeted since 2022. That's for Republicans. Now look at what's happened with Democrats and independents. It has gone up. And then U.S. adults in general, slightly gone down. But for Republicans, it has plummeted. Why is that? Because they're buying into the rhetoric from the Trump administration. And they have people feeling like just because other people are getting rights, or you're protecting people who are part of an underserved community or a protected class, a minority class, that you're somehow taking rights away from them. That you're somehow taking rights away from them. Like, they can't say the R word anymore, right? They can't say the F word anymore. And so they think that is a right to be able to insult people. You're taking that, or they think that gay people or members of the LGBTQ community are taking their jobs, or that trans athletes are taking trophies and upsetting women's sports. Now, look, I know how people feel about transgender athletes, especially transgender men competing in women's sports. That's a very touchy issue. And I know a lot of liberals who don't think that transgender men or women, men who transition into women, that they should take part in women's sports. And they have legitimate concerns. I believe that they do. But to say that transgender people should not be protected, that's a whole different story. ABC News says FBI data shows that gay hate crimes continue to spike. This is a story from ABC News. Hate crimes for LGBTQ people are spiking right now, according to the FBI. The same thing is happening, as we know, with the Jewish community, and there's real concern about that. The same thing is happening with the Jewish community and with the LGBTQ community. GOP lawmakers, pride tweets from 2021 versus 2025. Let's put that up so people can see it. This is what has happened. As we go into another LGBTQ plus Pride Month amid what appears to be a terrifying rise of authoritarianism, let's talk about Nancy Mace. What we know about Nancy Mace. She's reprehensible. I don't even know if I want to talk about Nancy Mace and what she did with Sarah McBride. You guys know what she did in the Capitol. It's disgusting. It is disgusting that she has taken this issue because it makes her famous, rather than trying to understand how members of the LGBTQ community, the members of the trans community feel, trying to speak out to them. She demonizes them. She ostracizes them. She makes fun of them. She uses them as fodder for her political expedience. It is disgusting, and it is beneath the dignity, I believe, of a lawmaker. MSNBC interview with HRC press secretary. Let's listen to it.
June is just 2 days away, which not only marks the start of summer, but also the start of Pride Month. And as the Human Rights Campaign puts it, visibility has never mattered more. Joining us now, National Press Secretary for the Human Rights Campaign, Brandon Wolf. So, Brandon, this is Pride Month. D.C. is hosting World Pride. And yet it comes at a time where this community is facing attacks from the government right now on a litany of issues. But first, talk about the theme of this Pride Month, which I understand you guys are just unveiling, and how it fits into that landscape.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So the theme is These Colors Don't Run. Obviously, it's a little cheeky, but I think it's also two things. It is an acknowledgement of our history, of the resilience and strength of the LGBTQ plus community, and it's a declaration of our present and our future. I'm also really excited to share that the Human Rights Campaign now has over 3.6 million members and supporters across the country, which is a record for us. And that's not just a big number. Those are people, right? Those are millions of people who've said, in this moment, in this political environment, I want to do something more. I want to take action to fight for equality. It's the parent of a trans young person who maybe shared their story with a lawmaker for the first time. It's the teacher who's stocking the shelves with books that make sure all families are seen and represented. It's a healthcare provider who wants to know how they can fight to ensure that HIV care and resources continue to go on in this country. So I think these colors don't run. I think that that spirit of resilience and resistance is about acknowledging that this is a community that has been through incredibly difficult times before and has turned those obstacles into progress. And it's also a declaration that there is no president that can push us back into the closet. There is no government that can strip us of our joy, of our fight for freedom. We're not going anywhere. And Pride is not just going to be a celebration. It's also going to be a protest.
I was going to say, I've had several
here's
people.
The thing. I agree with him. But I think that we should be very clear about it. And I don't think we should be naive, is that what this administration is trying to do is that they're trying to erase members of the LGBTQ community. They're trying to take away rights. They're just trying to pretend. They want people to believe that does not exist. This all goes along with their whole DEI effort. This all goes along with, I believe, what they think should be a straight, a heterosexual, white America, mostly male. Their administration shows it. If you look at most of the people in the administration, it's mostly white males, mostly white men. One cabinet position is from a Black man who's head of housing and urban development. And then you have some of the outliers like Kristi Noem and Tulsi Gabbard. But they think that this should be a Christian, heterosexual, white male America. And that's not what America is. No matter how much you say that, gay people aren't going anywhere. Black people aren't going anywhere. Trans people aren't going anywhere. But this administration wants to erase them, like they're trying to erase Black history, which is American history, from the schools. This administration should be ashamed of itself, but they're not. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.